What's going on, guys? Bananas are dumb here, and today I'm going to show you how to create your own plugin for Minecraft 1.8 and above. So, yes, let's go ahead and get started here. So, we're gonna jump right into this tutorial. It's gonna be great. Alright, so first thing you need to do is download Eclipse and Bukkit. Now, Bukkit, you can go to getspigot.org and download Bukkit for 1.8. So you don't have to worry about decompiling the jars and stuff. So there you go, and you want to download Java IDE for developers. Over here on the right you can see your versions of it for different platform stuff. Go ahead and download your platform, and that is all we need for the internet. Alright, so now we have Eclipse in the Bukkit server. So let's go ahead and start up Eclipse here and just get a feel for what we're doing. Alright, so then you'll be prompted with something like this. Won't be this exact thing. I'm going to go ahead and browse here and go to our desktop, and I'm going to make a new folder here. So let's go ahead and make a new folder. Let's call this plugin, and on our desktop we should have this plugin folder. And okay, now I'm actually going to make a directory inside of here called plugin. Alright, so what I have done here is I have made another folder called jars, and I stuck the Bukkit and jar and renamed it and that kind of stuff here. So let's go ahead and get a new clip. You don't need that welcome thing unless you really feel the need to read it. But what we're going to be doing now is creating a new Java project. Now it's going to be your plugin name right here on the top. We're going to name this everything, because why not name this everything, you know? Yeah, sounds pretty good to me. Alright, so that's all we need to do there. Yeah, you should also have Java JDK installed, in case I didn't mention that earlier. Don't know if I did or not, but a link to that will be down in the description as well. I think I forgot to mention that, but whatever. Alright, so now for this, what you're going to do is use like your either domain backwards or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and use my domain, which is Net Colossal Empire, but now this would normally be Colossal Empire.net, but this time it's not, because we do it backwards. So I'm actually going to put dot everything, and yeah, and then that would be everything.colossalempire.net. That's simple. Alright, so that's that. If you don't have a domain yourself, what you can go ahead and do is do me.your Minecraft username dot the plugin, which would be everything for this, or do whatever you want. Doesn't really have to be the plugin, but you know, whatever. So that's mine right there, Colossal Empire dot everything. You know, it's pretty nice. Keep the flow going and stuff. Alright, so first thing you want to do is make a class. Now this is going to be our core class. The core of our entire plugin is going to be right here. Now, what we need to do first is implement. Nope, actually, take that back. What we need to do is get the build path configured. So we're going to right click on our plugin, go to our build path, which is right here, and then add external jars, or you can do the other thing, doesn't really matter. Same exact thing basically, but you want to go to where you had your jar saved and do that. You don't want to delete it either, because you're going to need to reference it as well and this stuff. So yeah. Okay, sorry, don't know why I had a big derp there. It's supposed to extend Java plugin. I have no idea what I was thinking. It's been a while since I've started a plugin, so yeah. So we can import Java plugin from org.bukkit.plugin.java.plugin. Alright, so that's good right there, and you probably won't be seeing me hovering over it and importing. I'm going to do Control Shift and O to import. Let me go ahead and make this bigger here for us, just so like we can see it all better. I'm going to do Control Shift O to import, so you're probably not going to see me import from now. So now we need to do is create a public void on enable. So this is a plugin. This is the public void that is called whenever the plugin first enables. So plugin this will be used for later here. So before that, we actually need to do a private static plugin. Bam, right there. Private static plugin, a plugin, and plugin here we can import from or.bukkit.plugin, and there we go. That is the plugin. So this means it's getting the plugin, so it knows that this plugin is the plugin. It's kind of weird, but you know, it's just how you do it. Alright, so this next part, there's many ways you can do it, but this is just the way I learned to do it. So what we're going to do is make a plugin description file. So it's plugin description file and PDF file. You can name that whatever you want, doesn't have to be that. And also how I got plugin description file there so fast, I did Control-Shift-O, so don't have to type the whole thing out. Yeah, it's just a little thing you learn you could pick up, just in case you didn't know that. And so it's going to get description. And now we're going to do a logger equals logger.getLogger. And this is going to be our logger name. So I'm just going to name this Minecraft. There we go. And so what the logger is it logs it to the console. Basically, is what everything here is doing. That's it, like in a nutshell. So now we're going to do logger, which is this right here. So it's going to get logger Minecraft. Dot info PDF file, which was this right up here. Dot get name plus, and now it's going. So this is doing right here is it's getting the name of our plugin. Now I'm going to put enabled. Let's not put that. So it's going to be called everything. Let's go, yeah, everything. Then we're gonna do PDF file dot get version plus. So it's going to say the plugin name, the version name, and that's going to say was enabled. There we go. And that is that. So now what we're going to do is create an on disable. Well, maybe you guessed that it's going to be called whenever the plugin has been disabled. So let's do a public void on disable. Right there. So what we're going to do here now is do another plugin description file. Bam, there we go. PDF file. If you really want, you can copy it. I'm just going to type it out, because, you know, why not? It's pretty. I'm fine with typing it out. I'm just gonna copy this part because I really just don't want to do that. And to go ahead and copy this right here and change this to disabled right there. So that's all that right there. So whenever the plugin starts up, it'll say in the console the plugin name, the version, and then was enabled, and then on disable. Whenever the plugin is disabled, so when a server is stopping, it's going to get the plugin name, the plugin version, and was disabled. So that is that. So now we can go ahead and save that, and now what we're going to do here is create our plugin.yml file. So we're going to do a new file, name this plugin.yml. There we go. So now what we're going to do is put our stuff in here, because we don't have to have this open in Notepad++. I'm just going to go ahead and open it here inside of the actual Eclipse itself. Alright, so with this, I'm going to go very, very in detail with everything you can do with the plugin.yml. So I'll tell you what is required and what is not required here. So the first thing that you have to have is your name of the plugin, which is going to be everything, which is the name of our plugin. So now we're going to have a version as well. So our version, let's make a version 0.0.1, I guess. Alright, so the name that we put in here and the version that we put in here is going to be called on those two. So if you're wondering how to change it, it's right there. And yeah. So next thing here, we can add a description if we want of the plugin, if I could spell. Alright, so if we wanted to, we can go ahead and add a description like does everything. I am terrible at typing and talking at the same time. But you don't have to put that. This right here is not required, so I'm not going to put that. If you want to, go ahead. So next right here, what we can do is change the startup. So if I do load, if I want to load on startup, I put startup. So that's like before every other plugin, basically. It's right as the server loads. Like normally it'll load like the world and stuff. No, it won't load the world. It'll load the plugins in the world. Like it'll load it at the very start of the server. Or you can do load post world. And what this does is it loads it after the world is done. I'm not going to load it before it start up, so I'm just going to leave it there. It doesn't really matter. And the next thing you do is author. And this will be the author of the plugin, so bananas are done. This one is not required as well. So if you don't want it, you don't have to put it, but I just think it's good. This one is not required. So if you have multiple authors, what you can do is put authors and then do this, and then let's say bananas, and then let's say bananas, then tacos, and a fish. Those were 3 authors, so all 3 authors would go there, but I'm only 1 author, so I'm not even going to worry about that. And also the website. If you want, you could put in a website. So if I wanted to link to my website, I could go colossalempire.net and go ahead and get that, yeah, right there. But I really don't need to do that, so I'm not going to do that. And now this one is required. Here is your main class. So what we're going to do here is copy this right here, the package that this is in. If I could copy it, right there. And then you're going to want to get this right here, the main class name right here. Whatever you name this, I named it core, so it's going to be .core, case sensitive. Don't forget that. So that is required right there. And now if you want a database, you just do true or false. That's it. It's like a boolean. So true or false. And now you want, let's say if you want to have a depend. So if you want your plugin to only load if there is another plugin. So you could have depend and then the plugin name. So if I wanted essentials to load before, if I wanted vault to load before, if I wanted multiverse core to load before, that's what I would do. And if either any of these plugins weren't there, then the plugin would not start up. So you can like say if your plugin requires vault, then it won't start up if there is no vault. So now this is going to be the prefix of the plugin. So this is what's going to appear in brackets whenever like the plugin says stuff. So whenever it says this right here, so it's going to say the name, version, and was enabled. Before it, it'll say this, everything, because that is the name of our plugin right here. But if I wanted to say change it to every, then I could. That would be the prefix that would show up instead of everything. Now, as we had to do depend before, we can now have a soft depend. So what a soft depend does is it is a list of plugins that require your plugin to fully like work. Like let's say if I want Vault. If Vault isn't there, the plugin will still start up, but the things that require Vault will just not work. And then we can also do load before. And what load before does is it loads before a specific plugin. So if I wanted to say have a prison plugin load before it, if I wanted to have my plugin load before prison or essentials, then I could have it load before that, but I don't want that. So commands. So commands we're not getting into, permissions we're not getting into yet, and that is just about everything. It's not everything. There's like things that go under commands and under permissions, but that's like everything for right there. So right here, this is all you need. No, you don't need the author though. You only need the name, the version, and the main class. That is all you really need. Alright guys, so that is that. So now what we're going to want to do here is refresh. I'm just going to go ahead and press F5. You could right click and do refresh. But now we're going to export our plugin, and this is going to be a Java jar file, not runnable, just a normal jar file. Now what I'm going to do here is put the jars in. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder here, if it'll let me make a folder, and I'm going to name this versions, because I like to keep every single version of every single plugin I make. So now with the versions, what you're going to want to do is name it your this is very specific. If you want to do something else in the future that I will show you, it's auto updating. If you don't care, you don't have to do this, but if you want auto updating, you're going to have the name of the plugin that you specified in the plugin.yml. So mine was everything, and then you're going to have the lowercase v and then the version. This one is version 0.0.1 as we specified in the plugin.yml as well, with this space in between, lowercase v, and then it's going to be .jar. And then we can go ahead and save it as that. And you go ahead and keep all that checked, doesn't really matter. And it said warning, so the only warning was this plugin wasn't being used, doesn't really matter, it just put it there for future references. Alright, so now what I want to do here is, if you want to set up a test server, if you look in the description, then you will see my tutorial on how to create your own server for free on your desktop. So it's just some other plugins I've been working with, not obviously not Group Manager, but like Xcess is a plugin I am developing. It's like an Essentials version 2 that's like way better and stuff, but I'm not going to get into that. If you want to check it out though, down in the description. And also, so now what you want to do is go ahead and launch up your server. As we've seen, where's it at? Right there. Let me highlight it for you. Right here you see everything version 1.0.0. So loading everything is what it's saying. So it's loading everything up there. We can't really change that up there, but we do change is, if you see down here, this is what we changed. Everything was the prefix enabling everything version 0.0.1. So now I'm in the server, and I can't make it full screen for some reason. Don't know why, but I guess you have to deal with it. So if I do /pl, you will see our plugin everything is right there. But if I do help everything, you'll see there's nothing there because we haven't added anything for our plugin yet. It's just the base of our entire plugin here. Yes, guys, so this is the start of something big, something that you can create that is amazing, that millions of people could use if it is amazing enough, great enough, good enough. I don't know, but yeah, guys, that is all for now. If you want to see more of this, make sure to let me know in the comments by dropping a like or putting it in the comments. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching.